So this is my second video, my dear friends, and it's still scary because, when you're learning some new skill or mastering a new profession, first 10, 20, 30 times, it's still, you know, newbie. I still have my helpful piece of paper where I put what I wanted to mention, but it's not like I'm going to read a lecture here. So I'm going mostly to look at you, and this is a helpful thing. The first thing I came across a quote. I don't know whose quote it is. It was on a podcast on YouTube. It ran like this. Two men looked outside through the bars. One saw the mud, the other stars. I liked it very much and thought I would share it with you. Not that I feel myself behind bars, but I'm surely taught myself not to be behind bars. Because when I would tell myself, oh, I can never do that, oh, my husband will not let me do this, go to Ukraine or go somewhere, or I don't have enough money, when I'm telling myself things, then the world is always like it echoes. I say, I don't have enough money. The world says, yes, you don't have enough money. I cannot go. Yes, you cannot go. He will not let you. Yes, he will not let you. And when I tell myself, I have enough money, the world echoes the same. You have enough money. I can go to Ukraine. And by the way, I did go to Ukraine. He will let you. It will all work out. And the world echoes back. It will all work out. Yeah, I should watch the time because I promised you like 10, 15 minutes. But you get the gist. And it was a beautiful quote. So the story you get today is my experience from Repair Cafe. This is a volunteering effort, and I went for the first time this last Sunday. And this is a place where people repair stuff, and it's a movement that's already in like almost 35 countries, and it started maybe 10 years back in Amsterdam from somebody opening such a repair shop where people bring you things. So here in Jersey City, it's mostly sharpening knives, scissors, some small electronics, um, sewing stuff, like, for example, hem comes off or there is a hole, some simple repair. Um, what else? Yeah, I think mostly it. There are also lamps, and people there provide their own, not only skill, but their parts. So my experience, at first I was so scared. I didn't go to the first cafe. Oh, how horrible! People are going to sit there and look at me while I'm repairing things, because I was going to come with my sewing skills to use the machine or just hand sewing. Imagine people are looking at you and I need to perform. Oh, this is horrible. Anxiety runs high. So I didn't go. But this time I thought I would go. Also helpful, a phrase I heard somewhere. So what? So what? So now I'm helping myself with this. So what? And there were so many good things coming together. Location, the place where I can reach without bothering Vladimir, and on Sunday. And Sunday is also a good thing. Location, and it's something I can help people with using my skill. and just communication, sharing light, like Sean says. So many things came together, and I decided, no, I definitely should go. And it's only every 2 months, maybe, and the next one is in October. So it would be too much a shame to not to go and wait until October. So I told myself, so what? Don't be scared. It's not kindergarten. Nobody's going to bite your head off. So while I settled it with Vladimir and I told him I would leave around 11:30. So he saw that I really was determined to go, and I explained that this is an important thing to me. And he's a smart guy, he understands. So I also, among wild things, I talked up there and said, "Oh, guides, universe, everybody, just give me a sign, show me, is it a good thing for me? Because sometimes you start knocking at doors and these are not your doors. And you keep knocking with your hand, with your feet, with your head, and you keep knocking and knocking." So I said, "Oh, just give me a sign. Show me that it's a good thing for me so that I would know. Let everything go smoothly. Then I'll understand it's a good thing for me and I'll continue." So I'm walking to the light rail. The light rail is to take me to the place. And here there are train tracks with cargo tray. Sometimes a train passes, sometimes the train feels like stopping. And yesterday, oh, just leave. And yesterday the train felt like stopping just when I need to pass. And standing there, maybe 20 minutes, and I did all the magic, like, visualizing train moving. No, the train is not moving. So I'm standing there, I check the mails, I did some work, so I'm just standing there. 20 minutes. No, the train is still there. In 10 minutes, another train arrives. So what is it about science? But still, I wasn't discouraged. After all, I even haven't arrived at the place. So two trains kept standing there, and then they started moving. So maybe half an hour I spent there still. Well, within reason. I didn't arrive early, but the rest of the commute was fine when I couldn't find the street and the phone wasn't helping very much. I got confused. I asked maybe three separate people along the way where I need to go. All people were helpful. All people were wonderful. I arrived at the place, and there I sat down at the table and I got some hand sewing. I couldn't master the machine. The machine was, well, if I'm over 40, the machine was maybe 50 years old, and I didn't have the skill. So since I'm here about to wrap up, I promised you not to be very long. It was overall a wonderful experience. The people were great, the conversation was great. You have a great feeling sitting there, even if it's hand sewing. And I got a little upset since the same thing needed to be done over it on the machine. Kind of, well, I was sitting here. What? I haven't brought anything. I didn't matter. But the conversation mattered. So, oh, sometimes I forget words. So it was all fine. It was overall fine, great experience, and I'm going definitely the next time, and I'll bring my machine that can stay there. I would not have to drag it around after all this, like 5 pound, no, it's 10 pounds. It will not be comfortable. So you see my experience. And To wrap up, if you still have the patience, you can always come back. I want to tell you a story. I remembered something from my childhood. It's a funny story. My dad's parents lived in Stareskol. This is a small town not far from Belgorod in Russia. It's like going there whole night in a train. No, a whole day in a train. Happy times. Uh, ah, Not because my grandfather drinks, but because my grandfather drinks. Because my grandmother was wonderful, most wonderful. She never scolded us. And the stories about this experience as a child, now I only return with this feeling. When you want to do something, you have it like an itch. As a child, you just need to have this very moment because you need to have this or that, or an activity, or a piece of cake, or you want to go, you want to run, and you just do it. So as a child, you have this, and then more as adult, you just tell yourself, you explain, oh, you cannot, you need to wait. So this is a story about me telling my grandmother, please give me a piece of white fabric. I need to sew something. And I really felt it as an itch. And I needed it this very moment. And she probably forgot, or she was busy with something. She never gave it to me. So I started looking around and I found a piece of fabric and I took it and I cut a piece. And I maybe my beginner sewing was like you take a piece, you make two holes. These are armholes. So this is my basic Chanel sewing, just a piece of cloth with two holes. So I cannot remember what particular designer, what the word? Forgot the word. Designer wonder I came up with, but I cut out an absolutely good sheet. And my grandmother didn't scold me. She didn't tell, oh, you horrible child. So I think I overstayed my welcome already here. But I wanted to leave you the story, and you can listen to it like in two pieces. I'm thinking about you. My love and hugs to each of you, and success to you with all your beginnings. Until next time.